Hey y'all, welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans.
Yes.
I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Carolyn.
And on Instagram and Ravelry, you can find me as Lizz for you, TOOLIZZFORYOU.
That's a mouthful.
Yep.
I'm CPREDMOR on Ravelry. On Instagram, I'm usually posting as Knitting in Our Jeans. And when we're sailing, I usually post more. I didn't post this. This is something I finished.
Yes,
And
today.
by the way, we've gotten some new watchers, and we really appreciate that. Thank you. For those of you who are loyal and returning, God bless your heart. We love having you around. That's great. This is my recital, and it's supposed to be this fluffy in the front. I actually had to do some special tacking to get it to do what I wanted it to do. And I think we decided that, should I make it again?
Yeah, because
we would make
worn with a higher neck.
A wider neck,
Yeah.
A higher neck and a wider neck, so that it's more drapey in the front. Yeah. But I'll stand up, and it's nice waist length. I think it's attractive. I really do. Cute. And I like the use of this yarn. It is Pima Cotton by Nerd Girl. Protein pack, Capiche. And I like it a lot. It's perfect for the summer, and I will be very happy when I start teaching again in the fall, and it's warm, and I can wear this. I have got to put this hair back up. Oh, first of all, there's no air conditioning in this room, although I cleared away the space by the window.
I see that.
That's as far as we got.
Okay, but now he can't say that you didn't do it.
Exactly.
Do your part.
So when we get the air conditioner here, it will be much more comfortable.
Anyway. But then you will have some We'll have some just background noise of the air conditioner because it is absolutely atrocious in here without it.
Yes, that's why my hair is like puffing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what else have you been? So, did we get that other podcast uploaded?
Yes, we did.
It was okay. Yes. So you all hopefully saw our 10-minute. Crunch Time podcast we did on Wednesday.
Yes. We got put up on Friday. It had gone to the wrong
YouTube account.
For some reason, the computer just flipped it to Prof Pred.
Weird.
Yeah.
So I actually wove in the ends for Mom's Knits. So they are all done. There are little tails in it, but I like to leave little tails after I've woven some in.
That's
fine. That in case they
are going to go in my accoutrement bag.
Your accoutrement bag?
Yes, so I'll know exactly where to find them.
Good.
So I'm very happy about these.
Yes.
For the winter.
Yes. And then on the boat this weekend, I finished something else. My other sock.
Yes.
My other Rye sock.
It's a DK.
It's a DK. Yes. It's Witty DK from Nerd Girl. This was a random fandom colorway, but I don't know if she decided to make this dyed on demand. But I used about 80 grams for both socks. I don't have the other one, as I told you last week, because I am teaching my best friend how to knit socks, and we're using this pattern. So I left the first one that I finished that weekend with her
Very
so
good.
that she has a physical example.
It's always helpful
to follow along with. So those are the Rye Socks.
Knits,
And then the Tacit knit.
Tacit knits, yes.
But yeah, what did you do besides your sweater?
Well, lost my voice. Oh, I left the one downstairs. No, it didn't. Here it is. Yay! So I got two on this, which I call it a hedgehog, but it's not. It does begin with a hematite. The hematite. And
oh yeah, when you called and you said you had finished your recital, I thought you meant this, and I was going to be like,
whoa.
Well, I have nothing as accomplished.
So this is, it looks a mess, but I decided that scissors. I wanted to do.
I hope I don't step on those.
We'll pick them up. I wanted to do the sleeves. And I decided I wanted to do the sleeves in the darker.
Which is the Asylum Fibers shower scene.
Rather than the
lighter.
The corgis. So while I still had some of the Asylum Fiber, I decided to stop going down the body and do the sleeves.
Are
And
you
then,
knitting from both ends?
yes,
Ah.
which is why it's also partly a mess here.
Ah.
But I'm doing 2 at a time so that they will be the same length. And I will use either get down to about here and or finish the yarn, whichever comes first. But it is past the armhole by about an inch.
Okay.
So I think that was an accomplishment, and it is garter stitch. So
in the round,
which means I need to knit 1 row and then purl 1 row.
Yes.
But we're working along on that, so that's fine. I'll pick up my scissors.
Thank you.
I am organizing my whatnots, accoutrement tools, so that because I think I've got 2 bags worth. It's ridiculous. So, and then I'm using some of the net bags for all of the little leftover yarn and the calendar yarn. I really do think I'm up to like 3 calendars. Great British
of what
Bakeoff.
You want?
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
Great British Bakeoff, Asylum Fiber, and there was another one. Babs. Miss Babs. Yes. So, and then this is my apple tree yarn. And let's see. And of course, I left the pattern downstairs. Yes.
The pattern is...
I want to say symphony, but that's not right.
Fond Memories.
Fond Memories.
I just had to scroll and think for a second because I know that I have yarn set aside for one, kind of to do in a similar fashion where it's one thing as the yoke and then another as the body.
So if you remember, it has a back opening that will have a button. And then obviously this is a provisional cast on so that there is more of a neckline that goes with this. And then I want to get further down on the body. In fact, I'm going to finish the body before I go back to the sleeves.
Good plan.
This is the yarn I have. So you can see it's going from blue to purple and it ends up in a dark gray.
Do you have more of this?
No.
No? Okay.
So the dark gray or whatever will blend quite well with that yoke. So it's not really a problem. I have just fitted up against that little swing sweater that I just made. Lacy top. We'll look it up. Anyway, it's the blue one. Remember?
No.
Anyway, it's downstairs. I just sized this against that. I need to do about double the body that I have at this point. So I want it twice this size. And I am very pleased. So now, Tour de France is on. We are in day 2.
Yes, we are.
I love sitting and knitting and watching those guys bicycle.
Yes,
and I
you
have to say, I have started bicycling again myself.
The Buttercup?
The Buttercup, exactly. So, sized up against the Buttercup.
Good.
It needs to be twice as long, but I have plenty of yarn, as you can see.
Yeah.
And so while they're madly pedaling away, I'm knitting away. I have made 2 dressing gowns that way.
You have.
I have.
Yes.
And so I find it, just keep going, just keep knitting.
Because it's about 3 or 4 hours a day.
It is. It is.
That you can sit and watch.
Absolutely. And, it's dedicated TV watching time. Now, I have to say that I'm also bicycle riding myself because it seems to be helping my knee really, really well. The knee's still sore, but I can put weight on it, and I did 3.5 miles today. So
by accident.
Well, a little back. I got lost. I meant to do 3 miles, and I got lost in the neighborhood. So, I planned my route, and then I got lost. But I got found again. Luckily, I had my phone.
That's good.
It was all good. And so 3.5 miles later, I got home.
Yes.
So that was excellent. So I have been working on my Fond Memories, and it is all wool. So it is definitely going to be a winter sweater.
Or a late fall.
Or late fall, yes. But I mean, it's not a this now sweater, whereas this is certainly a now sweater.
I mean, if you worked in my office, it might be a this now sweater.
And then,
sorry, I'm freezing in my office.
Why don't we talk about what else you're working on, and then we'll talk about what I ordered while we were sailing.
So, I also have stuff that arrived this morning, or over the weekend. So, we have stuff to talk about. So, I know I said I was going to try and get the Soldotna completely done this weekend. Yeah, that didn't happen. But I am almost done with the color work. I'm on the last, like, pattern motif. I'm very excited. It's so like, just feel it, Mom. It's so
it's
soft.
Gorgeous.
It's so soft.
Now that's alpaca.
That's alpaca.
It's gorgeous.
And I'm really pleased with my floats and how everything is lying. Nothing is really puckering.
Woohoo.
I'm very proud of myself, and there's my alarm telling me that my laundry is ready to be switched over.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. That's okay. So I have been working on that, and as we discussed, I'm not going to be using the gray as one of the blip colors in the main body. I'm going to use the navy. So I actually only used about 1/4 of a skein of the gray, just in case anyone was curious. I'm knitting the 3rd size. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's so soft and smooshy, and it's just lovely. But
there's more.
Unfortunately, so if anyone else watched the U.S. women's game today, you will know that it was just too good of a game to be able to knit and watch at the same time, because that was just one heck of a game. Congrats to the women, and so excited for their repeat. So excited for their repeat.
Absolutely.
But I was, the entire time, was trying to cast on something to knit on that I wouldn't have to think about. So finally, when we got to the medals ceremony and such, I cast on the toe of the Skew socks. And so this one I'm doing out of, the toe is a mini skein from that damn Della from Lola Bean.
Mm-hmm.
And then the main part of the sock is a Highland tweed DK from Yakigani that I got at Vogue Knitting Live. And I have wanted to make another pair of skews because the way I made the edits to the DK skews, they fit really well. So I'm pretty excited to do it again and to now have maybe 2 more socks in my stash pretty quickly, since
they go like
wildfire. I need to wear them in the office because it's so cold.
It's air conditioned and it's concrete.
It's cold. So I have another 2 skeins of like I have a worsted and a sport weight skein in my bag, ready for me to wind up, or one's already wound, but to also make socks out of. Plus a whole bunch of other things that we'll get to.
One wouldn't think you'd need socks in July, but I understand.
I'm freezing.
Yes. All right, so what else?
I actually offered to go get my coworkers coffee because they were complaining that it was the 2.5 blocks was too far in the heat. I couldn't feel my fingers or toes in the office, so I offered to go so that I could warm up. I didn't want coffee or tea or anything. I was just trying to get warm, feeling back in my fingers and toes.
Out on the streets of New York City, you can get warm these days.
Yep, but it was just...
And out on the boat, I mean...
Oh, yeah.
We were having a discussion that the next boat would be nice with air conditioning just because you can have heat prostration at different moments, especially when you're doing work in the boat.
Well, and especially if you're, like, making dinner.
Yeah, dinner. Dinner was a killer.
Dinner was a killer, yeah.
In our boat, we don't have a lot of airflow.
No,
and somehow the fans only got put on low. I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I don't know either. Anyway, but we had a good time. Mm-hmm. We blew up your paddleboard. We blew up my kayak. And we had a grand time.
And Dad even had a paddle on the paddleboard. And he has now been asking if he can borrow it when they go away next time. So...
I had a feeling he didn't want to get left out.
I had a feeling too.
Yes.
But I have to still figure out if we're doing anything. But I think...
Yes, of course.
But I think...
Because it is yours.
Well, but I think it will be better for you to take it and us not to hear his whining and complaining about being left without a floaty. I know. So what is it you have in your lap here?
I have the new Vogue.
Ooh!
And it is so pretty. That is, they have a lot of lightweight shawls called multi-season shawls in lofty fibers. This is early fall 2019. What I was looking at are these sweaters that say it with flowers.
Ooh, yes.
And while I'm not as much a fan of this, I do love this.
That I
where
did
it travels
think you would.
over the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
So I find that absolutely fascinating. And then this went out on the boat with us, so it's a little crinkly.
Just a little.
They've got a nice discussion about buttonholes. I enjoyed it. I talked about how you can get the reinforcement in the buttonhole. And every once in a while, it's always good to pay attention to our buttonholes because it's so easy to make them in a way that they stretch out of shape.
Yeah.
And then it is a lot of color work. And
Yes.
I think that is just stunning. That is just lovely. And then you like this too.
I mean, I like the texture of it.
I do too. It's very pretty.
Yeah.
That is a really nice over sweater tunic by Rosemary Drysdale. And then we've got Sandy Prosser, who's doing a lot of these color work. So that's
They're
one.
beautiful.
Really pretty. And that's the other one from the beginning of the section. Just real. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
And then this is Deborah Newton. This is a long cardigan.
With some, like, waffle texture.
Yeah. But no sleeves.
Yeah.
And for me, that means it a long vest. Not as useful to me as it might be. So, but moving on. This, I think, is interesting. Looks like little knitted stitches.
Yeah.
But it's actually multiple
that's so
knitted
cute.
stitches to make up the pattern. And they're calling it Fair Isle. And then this is a short crop with moss stitch and a larger yarn. Cropped cardie. Does not say right here what it is. And then color blocking. Really nice.
Yeah.
A nice sweater you could wear anywhere. And I like this. I like the multiple textures. I think that is
Doing
just,
it in a single color, I think,
I
would
think it
look
would
great on
stunning.
you.
Really stunning.
Like
that
in
would be fun.
I think that would be fun, especially if you did like a single color, except for the edging and the corrugated ribbing.
Absolutely.
I think you should do that.
It would,
I think you should stash dive for it.
It would almost
so that I can
look
live
like
vicarious
Chanel.
through you. Yes.
This is another
especially
really
if
pretty.
you held one of your boucle like
For the edging,
wispy for the edge or for the cuffs and hem.
And then this
That's
as a
beautiful.
cropped cardie, I think is stunning.
That is beautiful.
Just stunning. And that is by Norgon. I love
Of course.
Norgon.
Who
Absolutely.
we took a class from this year and is as phenomenal in person as she is in her patterns and her books.
Absolutely. And then we go to what they call In Rapture.
Oh yes,
And
the wraps.
The wraps.
They're just they feel so diaphanous.
Yes.
Even this chunky one kind of feels like it feels just so swing it on and go.
Screams Nantucket to me.
Yes.
Whether it's the texture because it reminds me of waves or what, I'm not sure. This is definitely, I think, fallish just because of the colors that they chose. And this is the wrap that is on the front cover. I think it is just delightful.
Yeah.
It reminds me of coffee.
Yes.
And then here's another light.
Yeah, I think they're all
the
just
lacy.
great, larger, throw it on, wrap yourself up in it,
Because, sometimes you go into air conditioning and you have no idea what's going to happen. And then they had a section on brioche and how they had this...
Lavanya Petroselli.
Yes, about how they challenged some designers to come up with brioche patterns. And this is Petrosella's cowl. Very pretty.
Yeah. And then they have the calf facet.
Calf facets.
I love that sweater.
Yes. He has such an imagination. Such an imagination.
And then this.
And then there's this. Now, if you remember, I had an epic fail on my brioche dress made out of this Jill Draper. And we said one of the problems it was that it was standing up by itself. It had a lot of body. So then I found this pattern.
Like, to the point where she was up on deck and I was below deck, and my mother goes, come up here, come up here, come up here.
Look at this. So, yes, going to make it in the Aran. This is going to be the light color. And I have already bought the other Empire,
The dark
which is
color.
this to be the dark color.
It's a blue teal. It's beautiful.
And I washed this, so it's still dripping at the bottom.
Yeah.
But the difference between them is amazing.
Yeah.
So I will wash this, the sweater or the top, and the other piece of the skein that we had wound have been washed and are drying, as is this. And I think it's going to take maybe another 2 or 3 days because they're so thick. But this is what they are going to become. This is brioche, and I believe I will have no problem getting gauge for this size yarn.
I was going to say, I think this will be your,
My fall.
Well, I was going to say, we don't tend to knit specifically a new sweater for Thanksgiving, but we always end up having a new sweater for Thanksgiving.
We do.
In addition to whatever we want for Rhinebeck, but that could be your Rhinebeck.
Could be. It could be. We'll see how fast I can get it done. How fast it dries.
Yeah.
And then this is, they said the winning garments were unveiled at VK Live in January. And this, I think, is stunning. But I'm falling in love with this.
That. I love it.
This, with its Celtic embroidery.
Yes.
I think is amazing. It's called the Celtic Flame Coat. It is by Cynthia Hootner. And I just think it's absolutely stunning. And then, I think, in the back, there's another calf facet vest. And if you want to know what to do with all of your Advent calendar yarns,
Bips and bobs,
this would be fantastic. It's a 30-plus year relationship, calf facet, 30-plus year relationship with Vogue Knitting. Began with this vest design, a showcase for his unbridled use of pattern and color. The open, loose-fitting vest, which brings to mind the intricate woven borders of Persian rugs, features diagonal bands that create a front V and a side chevron. Lovely. He used Rowan's lightweight DK and light tweed. They are recommending Rowan's felted tweed as a substitute. So there's just, this is chock full, as usual. So you saw it, you heard it from me now. I'm making that cardigan coat, and I am so excited. But first, the yarn has to dry.
Yes.
Yes. So I will be able to finish the 2 sweaters that I still have on the needles. Mm-hmm. This is done. And I have some more things under the table here that need to be finished. They may get frog and restarted again because why? Well, I think they seem fresher that way. Yeah. So I may do that. I'm also looking for my 3s. Yeah. My needles. I have a feeling that my 3s have disappeared into something down here. So we'll continue on. But so those for the immediate week, it will be
Fond Memories.
Fond Memories and Hematite. Yes. And with luck, I could get one of them done by next Sunday because of the bicycle riding. Yes. Okay.
So, first thing that came in the mail was my Nevertheless She Knitted bag from Nerdy Bird Makery. I did not get one of the ones that she had in stock. This was a pre-order, and it's got a beautiful wax canvas bottom.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And it has 2 pockets on the inside, and it has a drawstring top.
Nice.
And it's got these lovely handles. I'm so happy.
Over the moon.
I know. And I love this image of hers. It's just so beautiful. So,
you love
what's in it currently is my Skew socks. And then the
scarf
for you, which we need to discuss.
We do?
Yes.
Pourquoi?
Pourquoi? I will explain.
Okay.
So, you see how there are two versions. So, the scarf we are talking about is the Scalene by, I think it's Carina Spencer.
I like this one.
Yes. So, for the stripy one, you need 195 yards of color A, which we have, which is the gray.
Okay.
And you need 335 yards of color B, which would be the red, which we do not have.
What if we mix them?
Okay. So that was going to be my question. Because we have 200 and something yards of this, and we have 100 yards of this. So I was thinking of doing the stripy in this, and then doing the solid blocks in this as much as I can. Or what do you...
I would do, since there's
This
less
is the
of this,
stripy?
I would do the stripe in this,
Okay.
and do the block in that.
Okay.
Hmm.
As long as we're okay with that.
We're fine.
Okay. I didn't want to do it without
Well, I
consulting.
appreciate that. In order to wash this, I'm going to unwind it from the cake and put it back into a skein. It'll work better that way. Yes.
The really cool thing about this shawl or scarf that I realized is that it's made up or she's designed it for 3 different gauges. So you could use anything from like lace to like DK.
Wow.
DK worsted. Yeah. So that's a great thing about this pattern that I've noticed. And then, we didn't talk about it before, but we all know that you know, everyone follows Stephen West.
Yes.
Who doesn't? He's just brilliant.
He's lovely.
Crazy. Like, sometimes you're like, why would you do that? But it works out.
In person, he's lovely.
Oh, and he's phenomenal in person.
Yes.
So...
And he's so encouraging of you coming up with your own designs.
He's just lovely. He released a pattern called the Penguino, which is the kitty version, like small child, not kitty, like cat. The kitty version of the Penguino.
Yes.
Which is necessary because we have some family members who are expecting, and it will be absolutely perfect on their future child. I don't know. There we go. So that is the Instagram post. There. And it's just adorable. So I went stash diving, and I found...
And the pattern is up on Ravelry.
Yes, the pattern is up on Ravelry right now. Mom and I both got it because we might be making a lot of them if they're fun. So this is kind of... So first I pulled out these with this mohair to use.
Nice.
Maybe with this or something. Just for funsies. And then I was like, oh no, I need to, like, most of these you would hold a fingering weight with a DK is how it's kind of written. So I found some Cascade and some Ella Ray in my stash. I know I have some green left over from the Winter's Moon of the Ella Ray. I just can't find it. Like, I know it's somewhere, but I don't know where that somewhere is right now. So currently this is my palette. I'm trying to figure out what the best way to start it is. But I'm excited. So in my hand I have, I think, some Miss Babs, some Oink Pigments, and some Nerd Girl in my hand right here. And the mohair I have is Pandia's Jewels.
Nice.
So I think that'll be really
gorgeous.
nice. I'm excited. I'm trying to finish a few things first, but we'll see what happens because
She's very excited.
This needs to happen for certain family members. It's necessary. So that's currently what is living in my new...
I, on the other hand, am going to go for a flax light.
Well, we have multiple little ones to knit for. I'm going to be knitting also
What I like is that it's a one skein. They're all one skein sweaters.
Yeah. This one is meant to be with, you know, multiples. So.
Yes, I understand. But I've got a whole bag of one skeiners back here.
I know. It's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got my random fandom for the month.
Oh my gosh, what? It's Ireland. It's screaming Ireland.
It's based on Elliot from Pete's Dragon.
Okay.
It's a beautiful green.
It is.
And one of the other girls posted that it went with one of the other skeins of yarn we got a few months ago. But what I immediately thought of was this like trio that I had already put together. I don't know where yet. Maybe the other color will go in there somewhere. But
I like it here.
I like it there too. So we'll see. I don't know what it's going to grow up to be yet.
That is just wonderful.
I know. It's so pretty. I mean, I think that looks great together too.
It does.
So we'll see. That
is great.
I'm just really happy.
You should be.
So that's what came in the mail, and what has got me all a Twitter
Jazz.
But then, wait, there's more. So in the Nerd Girl Ravelry group, we're doing a knit along where you post a poll and someone picks someone else, or like the group kind of votes on what you should do.
Ah. I can be knitting while you're talking.
You could.
Yes.
So I have posted a few things. Most people have voted for me to finish objects I have already started. And, I mean, we'll see if I abide by that. And then the project that they have determined should be finished first is my tailspin out of my minis that are based on Teen Titans. So I did pick it back up, or not pick it back up. I did find it, and it's at least out of the cabinet right now.
It's out of timeout?
It's out of timeout. I'll have to find the needles that go with it, because the needles aren't in the project bag. It's on stoppers.
Well, I tell you, I am so excited that it is Tour de France, because I think that I'm going to finish a number of things that are at our feet.
Yeah.
And it will make more room in this room.
Well, that's one of the options, or that's currently in the lead for finishing, if I'm finishing things.
Well,
though if I'm starting things,
yes.
they're
Other
voting.
Than baby sweaters?
Other than baby sweaters and socks, because I am going to knit. No. I posted this and a few patterns to knit up with this. I think these are going to become some sort of swirl pattern sock. And then this is going to become my Tanya. And so I still need a swatch for that, because I do think I'm going to knit it at a larger gauge than I did last time, because it was very tight. It was the correct gauge according to the pattern, but I still ran low on yarn, and I was not happy with the fit. So we're gonna work on that. So
you have enough?
I have another skein of that.
Oh, okay.
And yes, I should. And if not, I have a whole bunch of colors that go that we can make work.
Yes.
So those are some things. And then
what is this?
That's the gray for my Soldotna.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't want it to like get lost.
Okay.
But I was looking to bring my minis from the very first advent calendar to start a pair of socks that use mini skeins. And I found them. I was very proud of myself earlier today when I found them.
I'm putting mine in net bags right behind you.
Yeah. Well, it was in this bag with the needles that are appropriate for it. So
okay.
I just didn't know where it was, and I found it. I was very excited. So I think I've divvied them up pretty well. I would like to have them match, but that's not going to be an option because they're only 5-gram minis, and that's just crazy talk. So I think I've divvied up the colors
nicely,
pretty evenly, so one is not heavy in one color versus another.
No, they're equally bright.
Right, and so I think I'm going, I want to find, I didn't bring it. I have that yarn that I did the first stage of the Tour de Sock last year, the blue with white with pops of color.
Nice.
And I think I'm going to use that for toes, heels, and cuffs.
Lovely.
Just so that I make sure that I have enough of this. And then I'm going to knit a mini skein sock pattern from Mina Phillips. I can't remember the name of it right now. But once I get these all, I think I'm going to wind them up in the, like, one end to another, I think.
Oh, magic knot.
I might. I don't know, though. Because if I want them, like, split up per, like, little motif as a different color, then I don't want that.
And see.
We'll wait and see. But yeah. So I'm excited I found these, and I have my 2.5 size needles to go with it. Because it is kind of color work, so I don't want to do it on ones or zeros.
Right.
And
you'll be so proud of your father. He comes to me and says, "So there's no tour de sock this year?"
What? Oh, Daddy, you're learning. Oh, I'm so proud of him.
I am too.
I'm so proud
No,
of him.
there is no tour de sock this year.
The organizer decided to take a year off.
Take a year off. So I'm hoping she'll be back next year because I find it amazing. I have learned so much about socks from all those patterns. And, you know, you may remember last year there was one pattern I just could not do.
The helical.
Yeah, I just couldn't do it. But I did all the others. And for me, that was a real coup. Because the first year I only did one of them. The second year I think I did 2 or 3 of them. And this year I did all but the last one. So,
yeah, you did well.
I'm really very pleased. Very, very pleased.
So in addition to all of that, I realized I have 2 summer sweaters quantities for summer sweaters ready to go.
And when you say they're summer sweaters, are they?
So this is
cotton.
the cotton, and it's going to be the Cobain, which is like a kind of a tank top, but it's just a sleeveless top,
Very nice.
and it's got some really nice detail, and I think these colors will look really nice.
They're gorgeous.
So that's one.
I like what's in your lap.
And then this is also, that wasn't a random fandom. Those were instant gratification updates. So that's the wrong tag. This is Beginning Over Again with Summer, and it's based on the Great Gatsby.
Beautiful.
And it's on an alpaca silk linen DK. And I have enough to make a DK sweater called the Petrie, which was in Knitty a few years ago. And it's very like 1960s kind of look. It's very, wide boat neck, kind of square top. It looks really cute, and I think it would look really good in this.
It's gorgeous.
And it's so pretty. So I need to knit everything. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's in the poll. It's currently, we can review what is doing best, because I want to finish the Soldotna before I cast any, or pick up anything else, because I'm trying to get one sweater done at a time, because,
You can get more done.
You can get more, yeah. I know, what a concept. What a concept.
Well, I mean, it's like I wore my buttercup out to dinner when we went up to Rhode Island.
Oh, nice.
And this will be lovely to also wear out. So, making things in season is always nice. And the cotton.
Yeah. I've worn
the cotton works really well.
I've worn the My Boy Lollipop a bunch. And I'm already planning on a second one out of an alpaca.
And then I like the yarns that are half wool, half cotton. They're nice and light. That's what my buttercup is out of. And it's light enough.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So currently, Finished Things is beating Cast On New Things. The Tailspin out of the Teen Titans is winning out of those. And currently, the Tanya and then the Cobain are in the lead, or the Pixelated Pullover, which is a long sleeve colorwork sweater, which I might do, because I've had that in stash forever. And then Yeah, there's the swirl socks, or what I probably am going to do the Zelda out of. The funny part is that with this, we've also decided that if you really don't like what everyone else has decided, you can just say, well, thank you for your opinion. You have made it way more clear on my end that my heart really wants to do this other thing.
Right. Which is, clarity is always good.
Yes. So we are not enforcing that you have to finish the things as per the voting on the poll. But the poll is there to help, because a lot of us have been voicing that we are having issues with indecision in choosing what to knit.
Understood.
So yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm trying to... I'm liking having a sock on the needles for the summer, because then can... Well, and I can take it to concerts easily. I can take it to dinner easily. It doesn't really get in the way. Like, I went to the winery yesterday with my cousin, and although having my Soldotna wasn't too difficult because I am me, it was more unwieldy than if I had already started these socks.
Got it.
So
yes. Socks are easy to take along.
They are easy to take along. So, yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at, and I think I have about 4 more socks, or 3 more socks in my bag right now to finish, hopefully, by the end of the summer, because I really just want to be able to start keeping, and I need to start being able to keep, like, 5 days of socks at the office, and just,
when you get there, because you can't wear them on the subway. Because
I need to start not wearing my boots to and from work. I'm overheating.
Way too hot.
Which is very funny, because I wore my Converse to work on Wednesday, and I was freezing in the office again, but I was comfortable walking to and from the subway, and one of the guys actually was teasing me because I didn't have my boots on. And I don't know if we've discussed this before, but my boots are La Canadiennes. They're thermal.
Yeah.
They're insulated. They're waterproof. These things take a beating.
In Canada, yes.
Oh, like, I might ask for a new pair for Christmas this year. This is how beat up mine are starting to get. I mean, they're already pretty beat up, let's be real. I don't think I can wear them as dress shoes anymore. But they are phenomenal, because when it's really cold out, I can put on a pair of thick socks, and they're still warm, and I can still feel my toes.
Excellent.
Unfortunately, when it hits 80 before I leave the apartment
in the morning,
6:45, because it's done that a few days.
Yeah, it's too hot to wear those.
It's too hot. So I do have a pair of Timberlands at the office that I can change into. And I think that's what I'm going to have to start doing, especially since I don't have a lighter weight pair of boots to wear to the office. When I worked on site last time, I did. But those boots actually got destroyed. I just wore them out. And their last outing was Mardi Gras. And I specifically brought them to Mardi Gras knowing that was going to be their last hurrah, because the boot at the toe was coming apart from the sole. But they were very comfortable, and they were appropriate for my work, like for my job. And they were also appropriate to wear in a crowd, like at Mardi Gras.
To protect your toes. You should just order another pair of those.
The lighter ones? I got them at Target. Like, years ago. Or else I would. I mean, I can't remember when. I got them on a Target run with Cassie.
Got it. Well.
So, I need to, in the fall,
get another
pair.
Go
look at, or every time we go into Target, look and see what they've got.
Good idea.
Because they're pretty great. Target has some pretty great shoes.
They have some pretty great clothes, especially when they have their visiting designers.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's just something that is coming up and why I'm probably going to be heavy into socks in the near future.
As well as sweaters. I'm looking at all of this.
Yeah, well, I've also realized that I need to just wear a t-shirt to the office and then I need to change into a sweater, apparently.
Right.
Like,
so you could do
full
that.
sleeve. My Zweig. I need to knit all of the fingering weight sweaters.
That sounds good.
I can totally do all of this in like 2 weeks, right, y'all?
Of course.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
It's Tour de France.
I'm brilliant.
It's Tour de France.
Yeah, I know. Completely.
Yes.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy.
Well, we'll see which one. I'm hoping I can finish one of these sweaters by next Sunday.
I'm hoping that I can at least bust out a good portion of that Soldotna and maybe have a sock for you all. But we'll see. It's just
Because
a lot.
in the fond memories, it really was just the lacy yoke that was
The problem? Or
it's
the
not a problem.
difficulty?
It was more difficult. That was the difficult level. And the rest of it, I think, is going to be a piece of cake,
Mm-hmm.
which will be nice.
That will
And
be.
then I'll be able to start on
Your brioche monster.
My brioche monster, yes. But it's going to take another couple days for this to dry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. So then,
Yes.
I was also thinking,
Yes.
it's July.
It is July.
We should be, I know you said, let's see how long it takes you to knit, but we should be thinking about our Rhinebeck sweaters.
Well, first it has to dry.
Well, that was my...
Well, any sweater that I make before Rhinebeck can be a Rhinebeck sweater.
Right. That's what I'm thinking, too.
I mean, Fond Memories could be a Rhinebeck sweater.
They could.
So, considering what I make of sweaters, you know,
I agree. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out...
By next Sunday, the yarn should be dry.
Yes.
And while all of the... Whoops. I just lost it. It just hopped over the side. All right, I just lost...
Stitch marker?
Stitch marker. We'll find it. That's really funny. It just went... Bloop.
Yeah, I didn't hear it hit anything.
No. All right, we will find it in a minute.
We will find it in a minute. But I think that's about it. It's just been a
we
lot of...
we will have a Rhinebeck sweater each. I don't think we're going to have matching ones.
Not this year,
This
I don't
year.
think so.
But I do like the idea of that coat
Mm-hmm.
for a Rhinebeck sweater. I think that would be nice.
I think it'll be nice to teach in.
I think so too, because it'll be nice extra weight in the tent.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not in the tent, and we're in that big open cavern.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. The classes have opened up for Rhinebeck. We're about halfway on both of our classes.
Oh.
So both the cast on and the thrummed mitten, the last I looked, which is about a week ago. So if you're interested in seeing us there at Rhinebeck and taking a class, there are thrum mittens, and I think I had 5 cast ons. So provisional cast on, knitted cast on, cable cast on, Chinese waitress cast on, the Norwegian very stretchy cast on, and who knows? While we're there, we may do 2 or 3 others. And what's interesting is trying to take pictures because they don't look all that different.
No.
But they do give you different levels of stretchiness, so that's why I think it's
Or
important.
rigidity, depending on what you are looking for.
Exactly. So that was a newsflash, and I don't think there's anything else. Is there anything else you can think of?
Not really. I'm just waffling because that's where my brain is at right now, because I want to knit everything.
I have woven in all my ends in this, so it's time for us to finish weaving in the ends and everything else we've got around here.
I think I've woven in all the ends for things I've finished.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye, y'all.